Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. Okay, yes, thank you for joining. We are going to start. First of all, I would like to welcome everyone to today's masterclass. We are glad to have you here today. My name is Maxwell, sales rep from Agencify. Yeah. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Geminia team. I don't know if they've joined. I think they will join us in a few. I would also like to acknowledge all the agents who have joined. Thank you for finding time to join this masterclass today. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the Agencify team. Thank you for finding time to join the masterclass today. So great. This is the meeting agenda. We have the welcoming remarks. We are going to have an app overview. Then we'll have the keynote speaker, who is Robert from Geminia, and we will have a live app demo. Then we'll have a Q&A session and a feedback session. First, I would like to acknowledge the first attendee. I think our resident early bird, that is Nicholas Aela. So Nicholas has earned himself 100 shillings. So Nicholas, just leave your details in the chat box, and one of us will get back to you in the course of the day. I see Tula Tulip has raised the hand. Yes, you may speak.
No, sorry. That's a mistake. I don't know. I'm trying to put it down. Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
Okay, great. So who are we? Agencify is a digital app that is currently available. Sorry about that. Agencify is a digital app that is currently available on all Android phones, designed to revolutionize how insurance agents in Kenya manage their business. We provide a seamless, mobile-first experience that transforms your smartphone into a powerful office, allowing you to handle insurance tasks on the go. Our promise to you as Agencify is that it is free to join and use. There are no subscription fees or hidden costs to get started. We believe in providing value first. Secondly, we protect your business. Your clients remain your clients. Agencify is a tool for agents, not a competitor. Remember, we are not a brokerage, we are not agents. We are simply provide a platform for you to do your insurance business seamlessly and faster. We do not take any clients away from the agents who use our platform. Third, you work from anywhere, whether it's a weekend, a holiday, whether you're on the move. Our 24/7 digital ecosystem ensures you never miss a deal. Also, we guarantee you of fast payouts. We usually pay commissions within 24 hours. So Agencify and Geminia have partnered up to allow agents to quote and issue motor private and personal accident covers quickly and conveniently via Agencify. Our keynote speaker will be speaking about that and the products that they offer on the app. So let's look forward to that. Okay, as Agencify, we come bearing gifts. So I'll take 3 answers for the question here, and each of them will get 100 shillings. So how many of us have ever lost a deal because of traffic? Thika Road, how are you? Anyway, yeah. So now, how does Agencify solve that problem? You can raise your hand, or you can chat. You can type your answer on the chat box, and one of us will get back to you. So how does Agencify solve that problem? Yes, Diamond. You can unmute and answer, Diamond. Diamond, are you there? Okay, since Diamond probably to party, anyone else who maybe can answer that question? Remember, we have a prize for the correct answer. I see Nicholas Aela amesema by always available anytime. I think you mean by being available anytime, yeah? Like I've said, you can work from anywhere, hata kwa traffic, but unaweza issue a cover to your clients. That's great, Nicholas. Anyone else who wants to try? You can just unmute and answer.
Hello.
Hello, yes, Diamond.
Yeah, I could say that due to traffic, most in that Thika road, I can attest to that one. Last year, I lost a client because I was not able to give a quote in time because I was not on time. I didn't wake up. So through that, I could say that if this was available, I could have issued a quote. But due to area, we lost.
Yeah. So that's a great answer, Diamond. Thank you. That's the reason Agencify is here for you. You can issue covers at any time, any place. Bora tu uko na simu. Yes, I see JPES has answered also. JPES has said instant and automatic generation of certificates. Great, yeah. That's the Agencify promise for you. So for Diamond, Nicholas, and JPES, just leave your contacts hapo kwa chat box, and one of our agents will get back to you with your price. Thank you. Okay, now it's time to hear from our keynote speaker. He's the business development lead at Geminia Insurance. So Robert, I think you're joined. Robert, okay, I think Robert has not yet joined. So we'll just head on to. Okay, we usually conduct training sessions for our agents. Like this was one of the training sessions with Geminia. So our Agencify is also here to empower agents and to teach agents on how they can scale up their business using our app. So join us today, sign up if you haven't, and we look forward to more of these training sessions and more of this empowerment. Okay, now the product team will be conducting a live demo of the app, Leon. So he'll be getting ready. So he will be showing you how to onboard on the platform, also how to sync your portfolio with Geminia, and how to complete your first transaction on Geminia. So Leon, if you're ready, you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you very much, Max. Allow me to share my screen. I'm Leon from the product team, and I'll take you through a live demo of how to complete your first transaction on the Agencify app, all the way from sign up to making your first transaction. So once you download the app from Play Store, this is the first screen that you'll meet. You'll be required to sign up to the platform. So you'll click on Get Started, and you'll be navigated to a Let's Get Started screen. Here you're required to sign up with email. So you'll click on Sign Up with Email. You'll be able to provide your IRA license number, your mobile number and email, both of which will send an OTP to them, and then your password and confirm password. So since I already have an account, I'll just proceed to log in with my details. Once I log into the application, I'll be directed to the home tab. And at this point, you cannot yet be able to transact on behalf of Geminia, since you're required to sync your portfolio with the application. So I'll click on my hub tab and I'll be navigated to my profile screen, whereby I'll click on sync portfolio. Under sync portfolio, when it's your first time on this screen, under synced insurers, that part will be empty until you sync with an insurer. So I'll click on add insurer portfolio, whereby you can click on learn more just to get to read more about what sync portfolio is all about. So you'll select the insurer that you want to sync with, and you'll enter the agent code that the insurer has provided you with. And once you submit, you'll be able to sync your Geminia portfolio successfully, and it will appear as part of the list of the insurers that you've synced with. Now, at this point, you can be able to purchase a motor private cover or any Geminia cover, motor private or PA, via the Agencify app. So I'll take you through the journey of how to purchase a Geminia motor private cover. So back on the home page, you can be able to see a few actions there, such as my renewals. This is where you handle all your renewals once they've been made ready by the insurer and they've been synced on the application. Under my quotes, this is whereby we save quotes for you, just in case for one reason or another, we started creating a quote and then midway through, you had to pause. So we save that quote for you there. When you come to my quotes, you can be able to pick up from where you left instead of starting all over again. I'll come back to view my policies later. Now I'll go through the process of purchasing a Geminia motor private cover. So I'll click on sell insurance and I'll be navigated to a get a quote screen, whereby you can see various products such as motor, PA, golfer, which are already live on the application, and other upcoming products such as medical and travel. So under the motor product, I'll click on motor private as use of vehicle, and you're required to select your cover type, your preferred cover type, either comprehensive, TPO, or TPFT. So I'll keep it at comprehensive, and then you're required to enter the vehicle value and hit apply. I'll use 1 million, and the binders will be repopulated. I'll navigate to my desired binder, which is Geminia, whereby you can see the inclusive benefits such as terrorism and windscreen. And just in case you need to add benefits, you can just click on add benefits and you'll be able to add any desired benefits. For now, allow me not to add any benefit and proceed as it is. So I'll click on buy now. I'll be navigated to a quote details screen, whereby you can see 3 different tabs. The premium tab, which gives you premium plus taxes, your basic premium, your sum insured, among others. Under the risks tab, you're able to see all the benefits that are associated with the risk, with the cover that you're taking, and also their limit amounts and their premiums. And then under the information tab, you get more information about the cover you're purchasing, including the terms and conditions. Then I'll click on buy now. I'll be navigated to a payments plan, whereby I can use either annual or 40-30-30. So I'll click 40-30-30 and proceed. I'm navigated to a complete cover details screen, whereby I'm required to select my client. So I'll click on that drop down, and I can either select an existing client or use a new client. For this demo, I'll use an existing client and continue. Then I'm required to fill the risk details. That's the number plate, the chassis number, the make, model, body type, year of manufacture, seating capacity, color, cubic capacity, and engine number. And then I continue. I'll be navigated to a complete cover details screen whereby you can see the cover dates already pre-filled for a period of 1 year. And yes, the agent cannot be able to backdate it. So either the cover starts today or a future date. I'll leave it as starting today. You can also select your preferred valuer. I'll select Solvit Limited, and you're required to upload these documents. One is the logbook, the front side of the national ID, the back side of the national ID, and finally the KRA PIN. And then you submit. A consent OTP will be sent to your client. And the message that they receive reads, "Dear client name, you're receiving this message to request for your consent to the quote number whose premium is that amount under Geminia Insurance. If you consent to the creation of this policy, kindly send this to your agent." So you'll input the OTP and verify the code. Then you'll be navigated to a quote summary screen, whereby you just get a summary of the cover that you're taking, and you're required to accept the terms and conditions. You can click on them also just to read them, and then continue to payment. You'll be navigated to a complete payment screen, whereby you can use Geminia handles its payments through M-Pesa. So you'll be required to use M-Pesa. When you select your payment method, we'll use M-Pesa. When you click on it, you can either use the current number or add another number. I'll use the current number, and an STK push will be sent. Once payment has been processed and converted, and the quote has converted to a policy, you'll come in the home tab, you'll come to view my policies, and you'll be able to see all the policies that you've created. I'll use a policy that was created earlier. I'll click on it and then go to the information tab, and under reports, you can be able to see all the reports associated with this cover that you've just purchased. These same documents, within 5 minutes of you completing the cover on the application, they'll be sent to the email of your client, and also they receive the certificate from DMVIC instantly. So that's how you process a cover, all the way from sign up to purchase of your first cover on the Agencify app. Thank you very much. In case of any questions, you can ask and we'll be able to answer. Back to you, Max.
Okay, thank you, Leon, for that. I think before Leon maybe drops, if anyone has a question for him concerning how to use the app, you can ask right now, or you can even chat. You can write it in the chat box, and one of us will get back to you. So if anyone has a question, maybe before we proceed to the next session, I'll give you a minute. Okay. Now the keynote speaker is in the house. We want to hear from him. His name is Robert Karanja. He is the business development lead at Geminia Insurance. So let's welcome him using the emojis hapo, shangwe na nderemo kidogo. Yeah, thank you. Robert, you can unmute and you can share your screen. Yes, Nicholas? Robert, you can share your screen, or you can unmute and talk to us now. Is Robert around? Remember, if you have any question, you can leave them in the chat box and one of us will be with you shortly.
Max, I think we can proceed with the presentation. Robert will be able to finish us up with his presentation.
Okay. Okay. So, as I said, we come bearing gifts. We have our agent bonus for the new signups. If you do your first motor private business, you get to earn 2,000 shillings on top of your commission. So if you have a business, just sign up to Agencify and do the business. I can see a couple of hands raised. Mary Hope Nyaga, did you have something to say?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question for Maina. Are all the I needed to ask, are all the insurance companies in the app, if I need to get like maybe for maybe I need to check which one maybe is the best I can give my client, something like that, are they all of them in the app?
Leon, I think you can unmute.
Yeah, currently on the application, we have APA, Old Mutual, Geminia, and also Takaful, and we'll integrate more and more in the near future.
Oh, it's okay, thank you. Then another question is, maybe if I want to negotiate maybe like the rate, can I do that or just like the way it is on the app, that's it?
Currently on the application, you just use the rates as they have been set up on the app.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. Then I have seen that the client can also pay in installments, because I've seen the installment, but it didn't reflect well, like how many installments. Is it 3 or 4 or how many installments? Or it will depend for the insurance company. Sorry.
Sorry for that. It usually depends with the insurance company.
Okay.
For example, Geminia offers in 3 installments. That's the 40% in the first installment, and the other 2 installments, 30% each.
It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you for that question, Mary Hope. Thank you, Leon, for answering her. I see Ephantus, you have a question. You raised your hand, you can unmute and speak.
Yes, good morning. Question to Leon. I just have some renewals through Takafu, but when I go to the app and check on my renewals, I don't see anything which have been overpopulated there. I thought now that I've already synchronized to have Takafu, I would have seen my renewals. What can you say about that?
The renewals have to be made ready first on the insurer side by the insurer, and then share a renewal notice with us, and we'll be able to sync your upcoming renewals on the platform so that you can be able to handle them there. You can just reach out to our team and we'll be able to assist you with that.
So you mean I need to have talked to the insurer first and then to communicate to you, or how does that work? Because I think I thought this needs to make our work easier, because I am now trying to avoid going to the underwriter, but coming to you guys through the app directly. So if it means that I have to share the renewal invite with yourselves, and then also I talk to my underwriter, I mean, I'm looking at that to be of a bit of a delay aspect.
Maybe Delphine can assist me to answer that.
Okay, offenders. Currently, we ask for the notice from the agents. You have to ask the notice from the insurers, since intermediaries can't ask for a notice for a particular agent. We are dealing with a lot of agents. We can't ask for a particular agent's renewal notice. So that's why we saw it best if an agent just ask for the notice from the insurer and then share with us, and then we update it on the portal. I hope I've answered your question.
That is okay for now, but maybe in the future you could work on how, because we're able to tell how many agents have signed up to the app, you could be able to sync your information with the underwriter, so that automatically, if I'm an agent of Takafu, I'd have signed up with Agencify, then they can auto-populate my policies in line with that underwriter. I think that's, in my own opinion, maybe in the future you can look into that, as opposed to me sharing the renewal notice to yourselves. So if I do that, then it means I better still stick with the traditional way of doing my renewal the way I'm doing it, because I now have the renewal, yes, from the underwriter. So I'll just go ahead and do that renewal, as opposed to sharing. But see, already the insurers have shared them with myself. So if I have to share them again to yourself, we see there's that delay on, trying to turn around, the timing that we also want to make it seamless to everyone. That's my opinion, though. In the future, you can look into that. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's true. Maybe in the future we'll look into that. Felix, I can see your hand is raised. Maybe
yes. Thank you, Maxwell. Thank you, Dolphin. Efantus, I understand what you're saying, and for now, because of data and privacy issues, especially when you've reached out when you've been working separately with the insurer, we are only able to work on what you've given us. So if you have something that is off our platform and you want for us to renew through the platform, you must give us that notice from the insurer that we can process it. Even in future, as we are working on it, because of data privacy, what you've been working on individually with the insurer without us, for you to be able to use it on our platform, you need to give us that authorization. That authorization comes in the form of the notice from the insurer that we can now process this. Once you've processed it once on our platform, you will always process it. We'll always send you notification and remind us when it's due, and as long as it's within our platform. So as we find a way to work with the data and privacy policy, we have to work within the legal framework for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix, for that. Efantas, I hope you've been answered. We really value your feedback. So at the end of the slides, I will share a QR code, and also a link will be shared in the chat box for you to give your feedback, and more. Maybe if you have a question, you can leave it on that feedback form. Okay, so apart from the bonuses I've mentioned here, we also have the referral program for Agencify, whereby if you refer an agent to Agencify, you get to earn 250 shillings once they have signed up. Another way of earning with Agencify, you also get a further 250 shillings if the agent does their first business, the one that you've referred. Then this is for Agencify and non-Agencify agents. We also have, I think one of us can share the Geminia forms on the chat box. If you want to create your account today with Geminia, you can, or we can share our contacts, so that we share the application forms for Geminia, and you can be able to sign up. Sign up is usually takes 24 hours. within 24 hours, you'll have been coded with Geminia, and you get to transact and do your business with them. So I think, is Robert in the house? Robert, you can unmute. Okay. I think Robert is not around. Sorry for that. So we are in the Q&A section. If you have any questions, if you have any feedback or inquiries, now is the time to tell us. You can chat it, you can write it in the chat box, or you can unmute and ask away. So I'm going to give you this chance to do that. Anastasia, I see you have raised your hand. You can unmute and ask your question.
Good morning. Is there an incentive we get when we bring business through Agencify?
Through Agencify in what sense?
Sorry? Is there an incentive
through Agencify?
We get through when we bring business through Agencify? When we download the business through Agencify?
Oh, yeah, we usually have the accelerator program whereby you get to, and we have different levels.
Okay.
If I'm getting you right. I think Robert is here. Let me finish up on this question so that you can go to Robert. We have the referral, we have the accelerator program where you usually earn, the more transactions you do, the more incentive it grows. We have that, and we also run bonuses and campaigns when you do business. We usually have, like we had the Ramadan bonus last week. We are running the Karibu bonus for new agents, and more bonuses and incentives to come in the future. Have I answered you, Anastasia? Great. Okay, so Robert is here. We apologize for the brief delay, but he's here. I'm going to let him speak to us and tell us what he has for us today. So Robert, you can unmute. I'm going to stop sharing the screen.
Good morning,
Welcome,
team.
Robert.
Good morning. You can hear me?
Yes.
First of all, I want to apologize for joining you late. We had 2 meetings early in the morning because today is the last working day of the month, and we needed to put a few things here and there, and apologize for getting late. How is everybody? Is it cold where you are?
Yes, baridi iko kila mahali.
Grab back some coffee there so that we can be able to talk a few minutes. I don't know whether I'm able to share. Let me try to share and see whether you can be able to see my screen.
Yes.
Somebody confirm?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Perfect. Thank you. I don't know who is in the house, but I believe all of us are part and parcel of this. For the new agents who probably have joined Geminia and they are working with Agencify, welcome on board. We are the Geminia Insurance company, and I'll just briefly give you an overview of who Geminia is, so that we also look at the two products that we had planned to check on today. Geminia Insurance provides general insurance product. That means that we are licensed only to carry short-term business. The general business is just a short-term business that the annual covers. We have two sets of insurance companies in this country or across the world, which we say they are, you can either be composite or general or life insurance. For Kenya, we don't have composite insurance anymore, so we only have a general insurance or a life assurance company. So Geminia, we are a part of the general insurance, and we have been in this business since 1981, meaning that we have had about 45 years of presence in this country. We also have an asset base of around 5.4 billion shillings, and that is where we draw our strength from. We have also established a track record in rendering personalized services for insurance to all our clients. Those are our mission and vision. I may not be able to go through all of them, but because of time. But of importance is to talk of the core value, which is integrity and trust. Remember that in insurance, we need to be people of trust. Trust is very key, and also integrity in terms of managing our clients' premiums and insurance policies. Service is the industry that we are in, so we must provide excellent service. We are passionate of what we do, and we value each other, and that is why you are part and parcel of us today. We do have a wide range of products that is, as you shall see, claim settlement, we do it timely, we have accessible and flexible. We have an empowered team. We provide service across the country. And also we have international insurance securities that provide us with the insurance backing. Because of the policies that we issue, we must also have some form of security. Reliable partners is who you are to us, Agencify, as well as the intermediaries. You are part and parcel of this journey. So this is our branch network across the country. We have head office, Nairobi and Upper Hill are now together at Ajip House. We have Mombasa, we have Kisumu, we have Nakuru, we have Eldoret. Yeah, that's who Geminia is. Maybe now we look at our products. We have two products that we want to check today. That is the motor insurance as well as personal accidents. So these are some of the products that we do. That is the motor classes. We do private general cartage and school buses. On commercial, we also do tractors, motorcycle. Also for PSV, I know people think of PSV as a class that we do, but we only do the chauffeur-driven. Chauffeur-driven are those that are driven by a certain, that they have a designated driver. And for us, we only do the tour vans only, not the Ubers, not the Matatu, but only the tour vans. For property, we have fire, we have domestic, aviation, we have industrial, we have marine, we have drones. Engineering classes, we have contractors or risks, machinery breakdown, electronic equipment, erection or risks. Accident, there is the burglary, the marine cargo, the money insurance. On liability classes, we have the WIBA, we have the carrier's liabilities, as well as in the miscellaneous class where we have agriculture, travel, board, and golfers. So that's the wide range of our product. And today we want to look at the motor private insurance and what does it cover. I hope I'm not fast. If I'm fast, you can ask me to be a little bit slow. I am. Yeah, so what is the scope of cover of a motor private? This is typically cover provided for motor vehicles that are used. Remember, the word use is so important in this cover that it is used for social, domestic, and pressure purposes, as well as insured businesses. So an Uber will not be a private car. Why? Because of the use. It's not used for your own pleasure and domestic, but it is used for your for hire and reward. We call it when you carry that person, you get hired and you also get a reward. Therefore, the use of the vehicle is so important. That is what describes a private use. A private use is when you are using it for your own purposes and in connection with your business. In connection with your business means it's the car you use to go to get to your place of work. You may be employed, you may not be employed, you have your own business, but that's the car that you normally use. So it provides indemnity against loss and damage to motor vehicles, liability to third parties and passenger that may arise as a result of the use of the vehicle. You need to note that the cover does not include the death of the driver or immediate family members or own employees. This is why we are taking this cover together with the personal accident. Somebody, and especially who has a car, kindly let them know that in case they are using their car and their family members and they are injured, they are not compensated by the motor private cover. They are supposed to have their own personal accident policy, not a motor vehicle, because this is only in connection with the motor. The cover is purely for the motor vehicle itself. Policy can be extended to include repair charges, towing charges. Whenever you see people get an accident, they look for a towing vehicle that put them into the correct places where they are supposed to be, and therefore they require those charges, which we normally give, as you shall see. Medical expenses, this is for fatal, just a very small limit, as well as the windscreen and radio cassette. These are normally insured separately. So these are the benefits we are talking about: windscreen and window glass. These parts of the motor vehicle are insured as accessories. So a windscreen is part of an accessory of the vehicle, and we normally give, for us, we don't charge, and as long as the windscreen is above 100,000. So we give free limit up to 100,000. The towing charges, we give up to 50,000, meaning that you can use towing, recovery, whoever, and we can reimburse up to 50,000. Repair authority means that you had a small accident, it is payable, and you decided to repair because you are in a hurry, but it must be assessed before. Therefore, you have an authority to spend up to 50,000 on your own, then you can come and reimburse back. Radio cassette, again, we have seen people putting a lot of expensive Android and other advanced radios in their motor vehicles, and that is normally we can give a limit up to 100,000. That is for free. Vehicle occupants emergency medical, as I mentioned earlier, we can only give up to 30,000. That is emergency occupants of the vehicle in case people are injured and they need to be treated because of some small injuries. We can give up to 30,000. The vehicle valuation, we insist that the vehicle has to be assessed every year in terms of valuation, which we have our own panel of valuers. We give you letters for authorization, and we don't charge our clients. So if your client has a vehicle, we will evaluate so that we are certain the true value of the vehicle for free. We also include riot, strike, and civil commotion for free. We also cover special perils like flood. Right now it's raining heavily and floods are here. So that is covered without any additional premium. So in terms of liability, you realize those were related to the vehicle itself, but now we are talking about the liability that are associated by the use of the vehicle. Third-party bodily injury, we normally have an unlimited liability, because this depends on what the court will decide. Any liability claim should go to court unless it's settled out of court. But for bodily injuries, you cannot decide, I will pay this for a broken leg, I'll pay this for a broken hand or a death. That depends on the court. The court decides how much that person should be paid. For passenger liability in one person, we cannot pay more than 3 million. Passenger liability is when you have given somebody a lift and they sue you because you caused an accident. We can pay whatever they are claiming, but not more than 3 million. Passenger, in any event, you are carrying 1 or 2 people and they sue you for that particular event, we can pay an amount up to 20 million. For the property damage in one event is where I'm sure most of you have seen some accidents which are involving 2, 3, 4 vehicles. And it means if you are the person who caused the accident, the liability for that event might, because you have damaged other people's vehicles, you have damaged other people's property, they can attach liability to you up to a certain amount, but we only can take care of up to 5 million. So the comprehensive cover can also be extended to cover the East African region. Remember, these cars, we cover them whilst in Kenya. If you need to go across East Africa, we can extend for comprehensive, but for repairs must be done within Kenya. You have to tow the vehicle back to Kenya for repairs in case it gets an accident outside the country. Furthermore, I don't know, there is some noise coming. Maybe Peter or Gertrude, you can check on that. For what I was saying, if you're going outside Kenya, for that party liabilities, we normally extend what is COMESA, called COMESA yellow card for that party liabilities when you are driving outside Kenya. Policy excess, I would expect a question from here, but if somebody has a question, can just ask. But what is a policy excess? A policy excess is an amount that the insured is supposed to take care by themselves. What are we saying? We are not saying that we have to insure the vehicle 100%. Why? Because if we allow clients to come and claim a claim of 500 shillings, 5,000, 10,000, and all that, we may not be able to work. Why? Because of administration cost of handling all those claims. So for our administration costs, we cannot allow everybody to claim anything, including the smallest of a scratch. 2, we also want clients to be responsible for their vehicles. If you don't charge excess, somebody knows that they are covered, they can even, we have seen people doing crazy things so that they can come and claim. And therefore, when they know they'll have to pay something, it becomes a deterrent to make them at least maintain some standard or some decorum. So on damage excess, we charge 2.5%. So meaning we are taking care of the vehicle up to 97.5%. But what we say is that you, as the client, will be taking care of 2.5% of your value, minimum 20,000, and a maximum that you can pay for excess is 100,000. Partial theft apply the same. This is a mistake, supposed to be 2.5 as well of the value of the vehicle, minimum 15,000. Theft with anti-theft device. So people who have installed anti-theft, the excess is 10% of the value, minimum 20,000, and the list goes on and on. For those people who are young, they normally do an additional excess. Why? Young and inexperienced drivers are prone to cause more accidents. You see people putting a runner in their car, and that is to say they are novice or they are not yet experienced. Therefore, for them, causing an accident is higher, so they add more premium. For those who are young, that is below 21 years, those are people who also may not have very good judgments in terms of maturity, even on the road. Therefore, they have to add some additional 5,000 when it comes to excess. There's something called loss of use, which is what we call a courtesy car. When your car is involved in an accident and it is gone to a garage, if you have bought this benefit, we can give you a car to use for at least maybe say 10 days. but we don't give the car immediately. You cannot get an accident today and tomorrow you are asking us to provide, or the same day we provide you with a car to use. We say it called time excess. We give you at least 3 days for us to also evaluate the claim, whether it was genuine, whether it is payable, before we decide to give you the car for the use of those number of days. So windscreen covers and side mirrors, all those must be reinstated after a claim at 10% of value. Meaning, if you pay a claim of windscreen or a side mirror or those kind of accessories, you have to, because the cover has been utilized, you have to get it what we call reinstatement. Additional benefits, we can protect the excess we are talking about here. Where is it? All this can be protected. That's why you see clients saying, can I buy an excess protector? Yes, it is possible for own damage. We have what we call no blame, no excess. That is, if somebody was to blame in for your accident, the other third party, and they can be clearly indicated in the police abstract, we are there to support in terms of not asking you to contribute for the excess. So for the side mirror, we also can, we have an excess on it, but we charge it as well. Personal effects, we can have your personal effect taken care of. Alternative accommodation is where we say you are involved in an accident, say, we normally say 100 kilometers away from your usual residence. You stay in Nairobi, but you get an accident in Motito, and you have to now get stuck there to spend there, and so that you can be able, you cannot proceed with your journey, but again, you cannot also come back because you don't have means. You have to look for alternative accommodation. We can reimburse the cost up to the amount that is stipulated, but this is not for free. We charge it if the client wants. ATM withdrawal, people can hijack you and take you and withdraw money. Actually, that's supposed we normally do up to 5,000. We can reimburse. People take you to an ATM, although nowadays it doesn't happen. I think we should change to M-Pesa transfers. We'll look into that. Loss of use, that is what I was talking about. For 10 days, we can give you a car when yours is being repaired. That is at an additional cost of 4,500. And free valuation, I think I'd mentioned that. Any question before I move on to the claim process? Any question?
Remember, you can also type your questions in the chat box, and then we'll give Robert them to answer, for him to answer.
All right, so I can proceed. If there is no question. All right, I want to just briefly talk about the claim process because this is so important when it comes to motor vehicles, and it's something that we get day to day. So what are types of claims that we get? Is this are accident-related cases? That is where it's self-involving, is where somebody gets to get an accident by himself. He swerved off, he go hit a tree, or do some other things. We call them self-involving. Collision is where you hit other people or you are hit yourself. And third party injuries and the property damage. This is where you can hit a pedestrian, you can hit someone's cow, a donkey, a camel, or whatever it is. So those are types of the accident. We also have theft cases where somebody can come. We call partial theft is where some parts of the vehicle have been stolen. We have seen people getting into the vehicles, breaking in, stealing, mostly the radios and some few accessories. Yeah, or the total loss is where we have the vehicle is completely stolen. You cannot trace what happened to the vehicle. We also have windscreen claims where a windscreen claim can happen, a stone can be thrown. We have seen it especially lately, and especially on the motor vehicles that have been damaged on their windscreen in these political temperatures that are going in the country. So those windscreen claims are separate from the own damage claims. We also have radio system where they are stolen. We also have legal related cases, injuries and damages. So somebody might sue you for doing a certain, for having been involved in an accident. So repair cases, what we normally require is a duly completed accident report form. That is the claim form. We normally ask for photo at the scene. We need to also see what happened there. Copy of the ID, both the insured and the driver, and copy of the logbook, as well as copy of the driving license of the driver and the police abstract. So when you provide these documents, the vehicle will be assessed, and an estimate for repairs is given. Then the vehicle is repaired in either our own garage or the garage that the client might choose. So that is on the accident. On the windscreen is the easiest, is you just complete the windscreen motor claim form or theft for the radio. You take a photograph of the replaced windscreen, or if you are replacing by yourself, then you can share with us the receipt of payment, police abstract for theft of the radio, and salvage for the cassette if it is salvageable. So once you share that, we are able to reimburse you the cost of that repair. For theft is a bit detailed because we require the claim form. We also require if you had an anti-theft device. We also require the original logbook to prove that you are the owner of the motor vehicle. We also require transfer forms, but undated, just in case the vehicle is found. We require the spare car keys. If it's corporate, we require a certificate of incorporation, spanner, the national ID, a police abstract, and the driver's license. And of course, whenever there is a theft, we normally require an investigation report. We appoint an investigator to look at the circumstances at which the vehicle was stolen, and we can be able now to get that. When we get that report, we are able to now settle the claim. A condition in the policy is that if you have an accident, you must notify us within 7 days. Later than this, not later than this, because this can make your claim be declined. Because if an accident happened, say, a month ago and you are reporting now, and it requires some more information to be provided, or some witnesses or some other things, we need to know why, or because it will be proved very difficult for us to understand the circumstances, and therefore why it will take 7 days without you already have an accident, you have not notified us. That will somehow look like something is not adding up. Therefore, always make sure that whenever there is a claim, the client notifies you within, or the information get to us within 7 days, and preferably in written form, written notification, because if you just call and say I called, you cannot prove that you called or did not call. Annual valuation, we always make sure that the vehicles are valued annually so that we don't dispute the values. We adhere to the garage panels. Whenever we have a garage for repair, you have to go to there, to where we have already given you. Towing and windscreen costs for reimbursement should be reasonable and not necessarily as per stipulated limits. Even if we told you have a limit of 50,000 to spend, you cannot tell us that probably the towing charges from Westlands to Parklands, you are charged 30,000. Some of these costs must be reasonable. That's what we are saying. The driver must not be under influence of any alcohol or drug. I think this is what has been happening mostly. Drunk driving is a serious challenge. I'd mentioned of the excess protector, that is also applicable to own damage. So if somebody requires an excess protection, it is usually possible. As I was saying, what are the causes of many motor accidents? Mostly is the distraction, so that people are not paying attention on the road. Somebody is talking on phone and they are driving, and or they are distracted by some other things on the road. Drunk driving, I think this, in my opinion, contributes to almost 70% of the accident we have, which is actually illegal. It's illegal to drink and drive. Therefore, if we get the fact that you are drunk as you got the accident, you can be sure that the claim will not be paid. Overspeeding, we have seen people who do crazy speeds in the road, and therefore, if a a car gets an accident at that particular moment, most of the time we find they are either they cause serious deaths or the vehicle is a write-off. Reckless driving, we see people acting aggressively. You have seen the way the matatu drivers do in the road, and therefore those kind of reckless driving sometimes are serious causes of the accident. Others could be climate, and like the way now currently we are having, we are reporting very many claims. You can see even so many traffic jams around the roads because of the weather. So people are encouraged to, whenever the weather is like this, they be extra careful. Yeah, that is what I was saying. Careful driving, avoidance of excessive alcohol consumption. Some vehicles are not roadworthy. You realize that. Also avoid overspeeding and all that. So we settle the claims. We can pay what we call cash in lieu. This is where we estimate the claims repairs cost. If a client wants to repair for her own or him or her own garage, they take it there and we pay in terms of cash. Repairs is where we ask the client to go to the garage of our choice. Replacement is where we ask you to take a vehicle to a certain also windscreen fitters to actually get the windscreen replaced. Our threshold is for total loss is about 50 to 60% of the pre-accident value. What are we saying? For us to write off a vehicle, the repair cost must be between, say, 50 to 60%. That's when we realize it may not be economically viable to do a repair. Therefore, we pay you the cost of a new vehicle and we retain the salvage. And that is it for our motor insurance. Peter, I don't know, or Gertrude, is there any question that is there? I can take a question. For motor, or do I finish?
There are some questions on the chat. One, Robert Nyaga has asked, what are the specifics on COMESA cover?
Specifics on the COMESA cover?
Yes.
COMESA cover, first of all, for us to give you the COMESA cover, you must already be our client. You cannot have the vehicle insured by another company and you want us to give COMESA, because COMESA is an additional to what you already have. And COMESA is to take care of third-party liabilities, or the TPO, what we normally call the TPO, whilst you are outside Kenya, to comply with the rules of those other countries. So specification is we need to have the vehicle to be with us. You tell us how long you are going for the country. We can also give you for a whole 1 year if the cover is already with us for a year. At least it has to expire together with the policy. So we can give you for a year, we can give you for a month, for 2 months, depending on the period that you be outside Kenya. And what we charge is depending on the period, plus we also include what we call medical expenses. Then once we get that and you share the logbook with us, we normally issue the COMESA card.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Robert, I hope you've been answered. Robert Musioki asks, kindly share the panel of garages you work with.
For that, we may not be able to share here because panel of garages is a huge list. They are across the country, and mostly we share whenever you have a claim. If you have a claim, that is when the panel of garage becomes important for the client to choose depending on their location. It's a huge risk that I may not be having it at the moment, and we keep on updating, adding new garages as well as probably removing some from our panel. Any other question?
If you have any question, you can raise your hand and unmute, or you can type it in the chat box.
Okay, thank you. Those are the 2 questions that were there?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to enhanced personal accident. As we said, the motor insurance, many people don't know, and we keep on telling them that, and especially somebody who is buying a very expensive car, Tell them, note that if you're insuring the car and yourself and your family don't have a cover, that is an irony. So ask them to take this cover for personal accident, which the benefits include accidental death, permanent disability, temporary disability, accidental medical expenses, artificial appliances, as well as last expense. We also have things that we call life rider, that is non-accidental death, critical illness, post-trauma, reconstructive surgery. All these are benefits, including terrorism cover and political violence. So all these are the benefits that somebody can enjoy when they have a personal accident, and especially a driver who has a car. It's so important for them to take this for themselves and their family. So what options do we have? We have our first option that we call Platinum. Platinum option gives you the limits of or the amount of premium that you can opt for the limit, then the amount of premium is just down there. For instance, if somebody takes option 3, which is death of 1 million, they'll pay 7,453 for an annual cover without terrorism. If somebody wants terrorism included, they pay 8,022 shillings. These are amounts you can top up to somebody 7,000 on their motor vehicle, so that they can also be covered. We have all the way to a limit of 15 million at a cost of 81,000, and the benefits are just straightforward. It's just you pick an option and you get to go.
Robert, could you share your screen?
It's not you cannot be able to see.
Yeah, you stopped sharing. Let me drop mine so that you can share.
Okay, sorry about that. You can be able to see now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry for that. You are able to see this, members? I hope. This is where I started, and these were the benefits I was talking about. Yeah, those are the benefits. And on my next screen is the amount. You take a limit of, I was saying a limit of 1 million, you pay that amount. A limit of 15 million, you pay that. A limit of 3 million, it's 21,000. So I was saying you can pick any of these limits, add into the cover for your client, and they'll be able to be adequately covered based on their preferences. That is the option we call Platinum. Platinum has 2 very critical things for information. It's the most highly sourced. We have a life rider. Life rider is when somebody dies not because of an accident. That is what we call an accidental death cover. Yeah, so you have a life cover in short. Instead of this being a personal accident, it has to have an accident. But we have tweaked our cover to include even if somebody does not have an accident. Therefore, they can get a life rider of those amounts that are stipulated down there. Critical illness, if somebody is diagnosed with a critical illness, which is already declared as a critical illness, we can also be able to pay those amount of money. So that is the option of Platinum. The option of Gold does not have the life rider. That is the difference. That's why it becomes cheaper, a little bit cheaper. But it do has a critical illnesses. So that's the difference between Gold and Platinum. And then the last option is usually what we call the Silver for the children who are going to school, or if you have a family. Look at it, we are packaging it from a family perspective. If you have a family of, say, you, your spouse, and say 2 children, you will have, and you opt, for instance, a Gold cover. For the 2 of you, you'll pay 44.35 if it's $1 million times 2. Then if you have 2 children, you will add, depending on the option you select for your child, and pay that depending with the number of children. Yeah, and that is it. That's my presentation for today. I welcome questions. Yeah.
Remember, if you have any question, you can type it in the chat box, or you can unmute, and Robert will answer you. Anyone with a question? Newton, did you have a question? Yeah, okay. I think Veronica says we share the presentation, especially on PA. Okay, great. Veronica, you can leave your email and your phone number so that you can share the presentation with you.
Sure. I'll actually share the brochure for the PA so that you can be able to use it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anne Karuki says that you share the rates on PA.
The rates on PA, I share. Okay, I will do that. I'll share with you, Peter. Then I'll be able to you'll be able to share with them. I've seen their email there.
Okay. Anyone else with a question? Okay. Remember, you can always ask questions, or one wants to know Robert's contact. Robert, I think you can share your contacts with.
Does she need the number or the email?
Maybe you can share the email and the phone number.
Yeah. Okay.
You can type it in the chat box.
Yes, I'm typing it as we speak.
Yeah. Anyone else with a question for Robert or anything? Okay, I guess.
Yeah. And the contact. Okay. Thank you so much. And again, I apologize for joining in late. There were so many meetings in the morning that I couldn't avoid to be in, being the last day of the month. We look forward to you guys supporting us kindly through Agencify, and thank you, Agencify, for the great work you are doing. We are partners and we are in this together. So if you support us, you support Agencify, we are all in the same, we are all going to win. So thank you from us in Geminia, from all of us.
Thank you, Robert, for that. I think you can applaud Robert using the emojis down there. Thank you, Robert, for that insightful session. So if anyone doesn't have a question, we'll move to the next session because of time. Okay, so on your screen is the QR code for you to be able to download the Agencify app. There's also a link in the chat box for you to be able to do that as well. So I'm going to leave this for a minute for you to be able to scan it and download the app. Okay, great. We value your feedback. You can help us by improving. You can help us improve by clicking you can scan the QR code and complete the short form. And also there's a link in the chat box. You can also press on that link and leave your feedback for us. So I'm going to leave this for a minute also so that you can be able to scan it and we can proceed from there. Okay, great. As they say, good things must come to an end. We have come to the end of our masterclass today. We truly appreciate the time you have dedicated to the Agencify and Geminia Training Webinar. We look forward to building strong partnerships, doing great businesses together, and engaging with you in the days ahead. So just log into Agencify, start selling, and start earning. In case you have any questions or you need, we will share the presentations, the slides that Robert had presented. We'll share them with you. Also, if you have any questions, you can call or WhatsApp us with the number that is on the screen. You can also email us at contact@agencify.insure. You can also follow our social media pages on LinkedIn, Facebook. We are Agencify. The username is Agencify. Yeah, so just log into Agencify and start selling. We have come to the end of the masterclass. You can drop off as you wish. Thank you for attending. Also, the webinar will be posted on Agencify's YouTube page, so also subscribe to that. Newton, I see you have a question. You can unmute and ask. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I think I want to leave the meeting and have a great weekend ahead.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.